Hello, welcome to the Social Club. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, not in the best of form. Chris here, Robbie's here, Ped's here as well, as am I.
Are you?
To discuss it, apparently so. Well, I could get a bit existential, not feeling 100%, but yeah, no, I am definitely here in body, if not so much in soul. Robbie, hi. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, is it time for Man United to drop him and try something different?
Oh, you know what? He is a world-class player. He's definitely...
Is he world class now?
Whoa. Okay, yeah, I thought you were crossing over to the next topic there. That's fine. Continue. That's
is he world-class? Is he world-class now? I think he still is. He's still a top player. I hope they drop him when they play against us, because he's still a very good player for me. But at the moment, he's not on form. And I think Rashford should probably be playing down the front. And I remember saying this, I think, last year, or should I say early in the season, when they bought Ibrahimovic to some Man United fans, that I felt that for a team like Manchester United, did they really need him? They've got strikers already. They've got Martial, who was doing really well last year. We've hardly seen him this season. They've got Rashford, who has been brilliant. And I was like, bringing in a guy like Ibrahimovic, does that stunt their growth? And it's almost as if he's got something in his contract that says, and knowing him, he probably has, something that says, I've got to start. I'm here for a year. I need to start.
I don't think you've got... I think you're dead right there. And from speaking to Man United fans, I think there's a lot of people who, particularly with the League Cup game last week, would have started Rashford up front because it's the League Cup. But Ped, you're a massive Zlatan fan.
I do like Zlatan.
Massive other thing as well. But
friendly guy.
But yeah, for me, I mean, look at him. He's in his mid-30s. Yet he's been sensational throughout his career. He is a top talent. I must admit, I even though he wasn't very good against Liverpool, you could see his all-round quality. But I feel anyway, like if you're going to buy someone like Zlatan, you don't bring him in and make him your main man at that age. You bring him in and use him sparingly to get the best out of him.
I don't think you need to use him sparingly, because I think he's still got... still think he's fit as anyone. I think you've got to put youth around him.
Yeah.
And that's how you use him. That's how you get the success out of him. You put people like Rashford alongside him to learn off him and also get that little bit out of him. That because he's been playing up front on his own pretty much. And there seems to... I can't confess to watching Man United all the time, but there seems to be a gap between him and the rest of the team. And they need to make... If they could get a Martial closer to him, if they could get a Rashford closer to him, working off him and learning off him at the same time, it would benefit. Because you've seen how he started the season and he's had a little bit of a dip. He's the type of player for me over the last few years is gone through the French league just scoring goals because of the lower standard. But then when it comes to the Champions League nights, he suddenly perks up.
Yeah.
And he hasn't got that at Man United, so... I don't know. I wouldn't drop him. I'd just put a bit of youth next to him.
Do they have the ability to do that? Because they are doing that to some extent already, Chris. They're playing Rashford, they're playing Lingard. Again, not over the top, but Martial's involved as well. They've tried pushing Pogba closer to him, did that at Anfield. Would that predicate, again, like a switch to a two up top if we wanted to get
No, I agree with Ped. I think, people aren't getting close enough to him. Look, in the last game at the weekend, 17 times Pogba got the ball to Ibrahimovic. He had 12 shots at the weekend, 4 of which are on target. He's getting shots, he's just not scoring them. But for me, if you're playing that one up top, you need to be massively mobile. Yeah. You see that around, like the false nine that everyone's doing, Liverpool are doing it, Sanchez is doing it really well at Arsenal when he's playing up top. You're really mobile, so you create space for other strikers, whereas he's quite static and he's there at the front, and that's good. And we've seen we've seen Chelsea under Mourinho utilise that type of a player really well in Didier Drogba.
Although I think Drogba was more mobile.
Exactly, that's my point. Drogba was more mobile, and for me, Ibrahimovic is sort of expecting it, and he's expecting stuff to happen when he's given the ball, and it's not quite clicking. Don't get me wrong, there'll be points during the season where he'll go on another goal-scoring run. He got 5 in 5 in his first few games, didn't he? That will happen again, but I just think that right now, Mourinho might not have the balls to drop him because he's dropped Zuni and he shows he's got a big pace, done it consistently over his career. But I think that this is the biggest one because I think they need to drop him.
But I reckon Ibrahimovic is the type of guy that when he came to United, obviously I can't confirm this, but he's the sort of guy that would say in his contract, I play.
Yeah, maybe.
Ibrahimovic's not the sort of guy who comes off the bench, is he? Throughout his career. We know that he's a guy that, he's quite an arrogant guy in a good way, right? And I could really see that he'd have something in his contract saying, I start. I'm Ibra, I start.
I wonder what the options are, though, because we've talked about Rashford playing up front or whatever, but it sounds daft, but it's he's a completely different player, completely. But in terms of his style and what have you, they don't talk about taking Fellaini out the team. Well, you've just taken your two biggest players out of the team if you want to take both of those guys out. Mourinho likes having a big physical side. He likes to be able to defend first and attack second. Maybe Zlatan's just... He feels he's the best of the options he's got to play in that position, because you're damn right, Chris. He's not... for me, he's doing a very technically gifted Andy Carroll impression at the moment, or a Peter Crouch.
Right, though,
or a Peter Crouch. And this still sound harsh because he's a world name and he's on the world stage.
Come on.
But he's just being a very technically gifted target man. You know what I mean? He's not being used as a proper battering ram, and he's not fast enough and mobile enough to do what Drogba did in that system at Chelsea.
I think everyone's clamouring, especially fans of other clubs. We were looking at it now, and you sort of clamour for a fluid front three, don't you? Because you see teams doing it really well, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and everything's shifted towards that. I don't think Mourinho's ever done that. He's had Arjen Robben on one side and Joe Cole on the other behind Drogba and stuff like that. But they've always stayed in their positions, whereas it looked from the outside looking in, you might get Martial, Lingard and Rashford, and you think, that could be a fluid front three. But I don't think Mourinho knows how to manage that type of
I think he needs a midfielder as well that'll run past Zlatan and just create that space that Zlatan can drop into, hold the ball, because I don't think there's anyone in midfield going past him at the moment. They all seem
I wonder if Mkhitaryan, because he mentioned him at the weekend, didn't he, and said he needs to adapt to the Premier League, which is still
He's got to play games with that.
He's got to play games to adapt.
Joke that he's not playing.
Unless he's got him in some sort of training facility. He's basically in Stoke in a tent in a field or something.
You haven't found a shirt that can take outside. You haven't found a shirt that can take his whole name. The problem is,
you have to put shoulder pads in. But yeah, so maybe that's the kind of thing. But Mkhitaryan, you would imagine, would be that guy from the 10. From a Liverpool perspective, it was Torres Gerrard, wasn't it? The deeper guy bursting in behind when the other guy dropped off. But it doesn't seem to be working right now. But you're right. I guess they always say about teams that the biggest problem is really if you're not having shots and you're not creating chances. He's having the shots. The fact that they're not going in is less of a worry than if he's not getting in the position.
On Saturday, if Heaton wasn't playing, I think he probably would have got a hat-trick. He came across probably the most informed goalkeeper in the Premier League, because he needs to be the most informed goalkeeper, and we've seen he missed a couple of
sitters. Burnley are a good side.
But did he defend well? Did he defend? No. Did he defend? You can stick your tongue out. At least we scored against them. No,
we beat them.
Their goalkeeper is
Robbie.
Heaton's an absolute. If you need to cheat to win, then I'd rather not win, son.
I took the liberty of getting some stats on that and compared them with a few other strikers, so indulge me here. He's played 10 games, he's scored 4 goals, he's had 57 shots, his shooting accuracy is 49%. Lukaku, 7 goals in the Premier League from only 29 shots, 74% shot accuracy. Diego Costa, 8 goals, only 31 shots, 71%. Jermaine Defoe, 5 goals, more than Zlatan, only 29 shots. In a Sunderland side, he scored more. But big form striker at the minute, Joe Allen, 4 goals. Exactly the same as Ibrahimovic. 4 goals from 12 shots. Get Joe Allen in, get him up front for Manchester United. Zlatan needs to be more Joe. That's what I'm saying.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. It will be interesting to see how this develops, because there does also come a point with centre-forwards when, no matter how good you are, you do need just to score that goal. And like I say, he is getting in the right places and he is forcing the saves. But that becomes a weight that starts again, particularly at Man United, when they've seen that Rooney can be dropped.
I am with Ped, though. He's quality.
Yeah, he's a good player.
If we got him in 2 weeks' time, and if I went up there and Zlatan's on the bench, I'll be happy. And that just shows you he's quality. I think they're a better team with him in there. He's just going through because the guys had such an outstanding goal scoring record. If he doesn't score for a few games, everyone's wondering
The
what's going on.
question is, though, why
But
isn't
he's good.
Mourinho taking him out if he's in bad form, and he can bring him back in? You know, it works.
Maybe he
with
just
strikers
doesn't think he's in
sometimes.
bad form.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, like...
It's the contract, man. Zlatan don't get dropped. Simple.
Have they got a Europa League game this week?
Yeah.
So,
Fenerbahce.
so the good chance for him to score a couple of goals in that one, and then play Sunday, and then he's
Playing
retired.
He's
Hasn't
playing
he?
a lot of footy though, isn't he?
He's retired though, hasn't he, from
Yeah.
international football? So then he gets 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I suppose
So, and he'd most likely go away somewhere as well, and just start afresh.
Yeah, okay, fair play. If it's up to you then, would you drop Zlatan Ibrahimovic from Manchester United? Would you play the likes of Rashford in the centre-forward position, etc., etc.? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Ball Street YouTube channel. There will be, presumably, a Ball Street shield on the screen.
Why not?
Why not? Click it. Make your life better. And we'll see you back here for the rest of the videos.